Revenge on Botafumeiro, presented by Dr. Hebok Lee, who is a physicist. What is the Botafumeiro performance? The Botafumeiro is a famous censer located in the Santiago de Compostela Cathedral. It's a big metal container that is used to burn incense during religious ceremonies. The Botafumeiro is hung from a pulley mechanism in the dome of the church. It's made of a mix of brass and bronze and weighs 80 kg. It's also 1.60 meters tall. To start the Botafumeiro swinging, someone has to give it a push. Then, 8 people in red robes pull on ropes attached to the Botafumeiro, making it swing back and forth like a pendulum. The swings get bigger and bigger until the Botafumeiro is almost touching the ceiling of the transept, which is a big open area in the church. As it swings, it dispenses thick clouds of incense, which smells really nice. The Botafumeiro swings in a big arc that is 65 meters long, between 2 doorways at the ends of the transept. At the top of the swing, it reaches a height of 21 meters. It can swing at a speed of up to 68 kilometers per hour. It takes about 80 seconds for the Botafumeiro to complete 17 swings and reach its maximum angle of about 82 degrees. What is my motivation for the project, Revenge on Botafumeiro? I visited Santiago de Compostela from March 30 to April 3, 2023, hoping to witness the Botafumeiro performance. Despite attending all masses in the cathedral during Easter, I was disappointed to find that there were no performances. In response to this letdown, I decided to take matters into my own hands and build a Botafumeiro device. My goal is to showcase it publicly for all to see and enjoy. To start my project, I purchased a model of a Botafumeiro from a souvenir shop near the cathedral. It was intended for decorative purposes and cost me approximately €25. For the construction of the Botafumeiro device, I utilized M8 1-meter stud bolts and nuts, as well as wooden planks to create the frame. Additionally, I utilized a 3D printer to manufacture the pulley and various other parts. To make the designs more accessible, I have made them available for free in the Tinkercad gallery. Simply search for Botafumeiro to locate the designs. To automate the operation of the Botafumeiro device, I wrote a straightforward program that utilizes an Arduino board and an avoid sensor. The avoid sensor is positioned to detect when the Botafumeiro passes the center of bottom point, triggering the servo motor to pull up the rope. After 0.45 seconds, the motor returns the rope to its initial position. This process enables the Botafumeiro to swing automatically, without requiring manual intervention. We also purchased wooden human figures and decorated them with monks pulling ropes, which is just for show and not necessary. Here is a brief explanation of how the Botafumeiro device works, although understanding of the principle is not essential. It doesn't matter if you don't understand it. At the beginning of its swing at point A, the device possesses only potential energy, which can be calculated as mgh. As the Botafumeiro reaches its lowest point, denoted as point C, its potential energy has been entirely converted to kinetic energy, resulting in maximum velocity. When you pull on the rope to shorten it, you increase the device's potential energy, which in turn provides a boost to its mechanical energy. Consequently, the Botafumeiro can ascend to a higher point, designated as point E, than the initial point A, and its kinetic energy is amplified. By releasing the rope down at point E, and pulling it up again when it passes the midpoint C, the Botafumeiro's mechanical energy will increase more again. By repeating this process, it will climb higher and higher with each swing. Another means of explaining the principle underlying the Botafumeiro device is as follows. The torque exerted on the device during its descent from point A to point C results in the accumulation of angular momentum. Conversely, the torque operating on the device during its ascent from point C to E is in the opposing direction, resulting in a gradual decrease in angular momentum that reaches zero at point E. Despite this, the total amount of accumulated or released angular momentum remains constant. However, the rope length from point C to E is shorter, allowing for a greater maximum angle of ascent. By extending the rope length from point E, increasing torque resulting to increased total amount of accumulated angular momentum because of the maximum angle, and again pulling the rope back from the midpoint C to decrease torque, the device's maximum angle of ascent can be incrementally increased. By repeating this process, it will climb higher and higher with each swing. Great! Before I begin the demonstration, let me explain a few things. As you may know, the traditional Botafumeiro is an enormous censer that requires multiple people to operate. My device is much smaller and automated, so it can be operated by a small servo motor. Also, while the smoke produced by my device may not be very visible, the scent should be noticeable. Now, let me proceed with the demonstration. My Botafumeiro device is much smaller than the traditional one. In fact, it is only 1/20th the size of the actual device. Thank you for your watching.